There's a new FICO score out there, and I bet you guys are wondering how it's going to affect you. Well, I'm going to take some time out and explain to you how. Hey everybody, it's Shamika. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. I appreciate you guys' support. So we are going to talk about this new FICO scoring model that is coming out. 5 different things that is going to pertain to you individuals who have a FICO score. So we're going to start with number 1. Who is FICO? Well, FICO is an acronym for Fair Isaac Company. They also own the scoring model, which is computed to give you a 3-digit score, and that is an indicator of your credit behavior, okay? So how you handle your credit is going to determine how or what your score is going to be, and that is going to be your FICO score. So that is who FICO is. 2, what FICO is not. What FICO is not is, it is not the score that you see on creditkarma.com. It is also not the score that you get from Equifax.com, Experian.com, or TransUnion.com. FICO score is its own scoring mathematical algorithm. As I say, it's its own proprietary internal system that we have no access to, we know nothing about. So you will not be able to log on to Credit Karma and see your FICO score, and you will not be able to go to those separate websites and be able to see the credit score. You can only get your credit score, FICO's credit score, from myfico.com. All right. 3, when is this new scoring model going into play? Well, the good news is that you guys have some time. This scoring model does not come into play until the summertime, about July or August timeframe for it to be deployed. So you do have some time to make some changes, and I'm going to tell you why before I move on to the last one. So FICO created FICO 10 and FICO 10T, all right? And that's T as in technical file. All right, FICO 10, they decided not to put a lot of money behind, and they want to go forward and start using FICO 10T. And the T stands for trended data, and that's TRENDED, trended data. So that data is a overall study of how you have been handling your debts. And I'll show you something that they're doing that's kind of neat. On your credit reports, you guys, you can look back and see only 24 months of your past history, okay? You don't see 7 years back. You only see 24 months. But what they're doing with the new FICO scoring model, the FICO 10T, they're actually going back 36 months. So they're actually going to, I say, penalize you if you have a low credit score, but it would be great if you have a great credit score, and I'll get to that in a second. But they're going to add an additional 12 months, so they're going to go back 36 months, and they're going to monitor your credit behavior to be able to determine what type of person or individual you are. Are you a high-risk consumer or a low-risk consumer? And it's going to help companies be able to make better decisions before they go and extend you credit or to give you lines, trade lines, credit, whatever you want to call it. This is to help the banks. It does not help us as the consumer, as they say, okay? And number 4 is why? Why does this matter, okay? Or why has this come into play? Well, I'll tell you. It matters because if you are an individual that has a low credit score, and I will get to that in just a second, you're going to be quite disappointed because it's going to affect you negatively, all right? If you are an individual that has a 580 or less credit score currently, and when I say credit score, I'm talking about your FICO score. If you want to kind of use your Credit Karma score to kind of give you an idea, you can. But remember, Credit Karma, which is a Vantage score, is about 20 points difference. It can be 20 points higher or 20 points lower. So if you want to see if you fall into that category, if you're an individual that has a low 600, then your actual FICO score could probably be around 580. According to their scoring model. All right. So you got to remember, these are different scoring models, and I will put the link below to the video that will explain to you the differences between your credit score, your FICO score, and the Vantage score, because they are different. If you have a 580 or less, you are expected to get a 20-point decrease because of how the new scoring model is going to expand that additional 12 months. So that full 36 months gives them more of a picture of how you've been handling your debt. And if you've been an irresponsible individual, you're late, you go over your utilization and things like that, then yes, you will be one of those individuals that will get a dip in points. So remember, as I stated, you do have time to try to correct some of these bad behaviors by paying off your cards and stuff like that. But if you're an individual that has a 680 or higher, then kudos, first of all. But what's going to happen is you are expected to get a 20-point increase, which is great. It'll put you in the 700 range. And this is only according to FICO scoring model. We're not talking about any of the others. That means that, hey, you'll get more, congratulations. You'll get more acceptances. You'll get extended lines of credit than an individual that had less. So there are some good parts to to having good credit. It's about time that you can get rewarded. And of course, we all want a score increase, and this is what's going to happen coming soon, according to FICO scoring model. Shamika, what happens to the people that are in the middle? Well, the people that are in the middle are you're just probably not going to have any change at all. You kind of got to think of it like a bell curve. There's one group that gets a big jump in points. There's one group that gets a big decrease in points, and then there's another set of group that gets nothing done to them. And that's what's going to happen with you guys. It's not really going to be a change. It's just going to stay the same. So you don't really have anything to look forward to, which is, in my opinion, just probably as bad as not getting any points or getting a decrease. You also have time to change some of your behaviors to raise your score so that when you are at 680, by the time they deploy this new system, then you can get a boost in points too. All right. So my last point, how do I take advantage of this new FICO scoring model? Well, as I've been saying throughout the video, don't be one of those individuals that are irresponsible. You want to make sure you pay your bills on time. You want to make sure that you keep your utilization down. And if you guys don't know what utilization is, whatever your limit on your credit card is, you need to not go over 30% of that, okay? So if you have $1,000 credit card, you should not charge more than $300. That's 30% of 1,000, okay? So do that with all of your credit cards. And if you stay 30% or less, then ultimately it's showing that you're responsible. You don't need to use up all of your debt, and they believe that you will pay your bills back, because that's what responsible people do. And let me give you some reasons also why this new FICO has come into play. This is some information I actually got from FICO's website, a couple of the articles that I read. I'm going to put those links below so that you can read and see what I saw as well. But a lot of this is due to the fact that banks have been missing the mark on extending credit to individuals, and they're extending credit to people whose credit scores are inflated. Now, if you don't know anything about authorized users or adding trade lines and things like that, you should, because those are some of the tricks that individuals do to increase their credit score, which is great because we all want credit. We all want high credit scores, but a lot of us want that because we want to get high credit limits. We want loans, we want houses, we want cars, we want all of those things. But there are also some people who want those things but aren't willing to actually pay their bills back. So it's people like that who use CPNs and they don't pay their bills back. Lots of collections and charge-offs. Those are, accounts that are unpaid, that they had to sell to debt collectors to try to attempt to get money. If you have public records, that's usually because, you filed bankruptcy, which could indicate that there's an issue financially. Tax liens, that also could indicate that there may be an issue financially. So all of these marks on your credit, especially now that they're going back 36 months, they're going to be paying attention to those things. So if you can, by the summertime, you want to get these collections, these charge-offs, if you have any public records, you want to get those things off of your credit because it's going to affect your score when this new FICO scoring model comes into play. Keep those things in mind. I hope I was able to clear this up for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Once again, thank you. Please like, subscribe, and share. Bye.